The game, Dungeons & Dragons, is a role-playing experience where players get together and share stories. Over the years, I've compiled notes, worlds, and countries, and heroes, and I've created an entire universe of adventure. The world is Fairimun, and this is the lore series. Whether you are a fan of fantasy or roleplay, there's something here for you. Please enjoy. We shall begin this episode with the continuation of the Hogazan Empire. In the last episode, we talked about the border shires and how they fell quickly. So, once the border shires, the peace-loving people decided they wanted no conflict. The king, Hogazan, moved his forces northward to the kingdoms of Lanceville. Once he assassinated the kings, he put in place a puppet king. It was decided by the people that that fate was better than open warfare. Nothing was stopping Hogazan from rising to power. He was a force that could not be tempered. Moving on from Lanceville, he decided it was time to take on the greater nations of the county of Basa. But there, he ran into the greatest opposition he had ever faced. The men of Basa understood magic in ways Hogazan did not. They were able to summon forces of nature, and that fight lasted much longer than Hogazan had anticipated. Never before did he see such great might. This inspired other nations to recognize Hogazan's weaknesses, and the nation of Elmizjire decided to step in and preemptively strike Hogazan before he was ready. They rallied their forces and they pushed south. They entered into the kingdom of Brunble and they fought. The battle pushed back north, and the final battles of the first Elmizjire War took place in the nation of Elmizjire. Hogazan managed to slow their assault, and the people of Elmizjire were pleased by the outcome. They saw it as a victory. Unfortunately, the war pressed on, and inevitably, the county of Basa was taken. Banners of Hogazan's might was hung from every castle. It was clear that Basa and their great desire for freedom was lost. However, Elmizjire refused to concede. They opposed Hogazan at every turn. For each army that Hogazan sent, they responded in kind. Lady Elmizjire refused to give up. That is, until the Knights of Ursan were routed. The Knights of Ursan, the most powerful military force their country had ever seen, was pushed out by Hogazan's army. Hogazan sent waves of undead, and the Knights of Ursan had to retreat. They took Lady Elmizjire and her family away. Where did they go? Fort Wolf. And there, elves and man stood side by side to fight Hogazan's army, and they successfully pushed Hogazan's army back out, and thus the nation of Elmizjire still stood. Hogazan's forces withdrew from the land, but not without first leaving some darkness behind. Evil power stirred in the nation. Darkness was corrupting the people. And then, as fate would have it, one of the servants of Hogazan managed to infiltrate the palace of Elmizjire. This was a turn of events, but that clearly is a legend for another day. I hope you enjoyed this series, and if you haven't done so by now, please feel free to go back and catch some of the previous episodes. Thank you.